Hey guys, welcome to another video. Today we're going to be covering a much requested topic, and that is why are version 1 losing with Daniel. When Daniel joined V1 recently, a lot of people expected them to immediately become a top 5 team in North America and easily make the major that's coming up this split. A lot of people even expected them to dominate NA and dominate the entire world of Rocket League. And that is not what has happened so far. These are the results that the team have had up until now. We've got a very promising start, actually. 3-0 against FaZe. It looked like the prophecy's true. They are indeed going to dominate NA. They just swept FaZe, the runners-up of the most recent major, best team in NA. But since after that, it didn't go as well. We had consecutive losses to Complexity and Optic, and then the next day, Furia in 2 community tournaments. But okay, Hype was back because Hype came back as they won the Gamers Without Borders Crew Battles tournament in North America, the qualifier for Gamers 8, which they did perform well in 3v3 against Complexity, G2, Koi, and then they started off their RLCS Regional 1 with a sweep of Rebellion, who are a very solid team in North America as well. So yeah, all good. It looks like after the initial blip, they're back on track. But then consecutive sweeps to Complexity and Furia have left them eliminated from the first split in 9th to 12th position. Not the start that they were hoping for, and not the start that many people predicted for this team. But okay, what we're going to do today is we're going to look at a couple of games. We're going to look at one of the games against Furia and one of the games against Complexity and see what exactly is happening here. Let's start off on Daniel POV. V1 against Complexity. This is the upper bracket. Game 3 that they played against Complexity. We'll see what's going wrong for this team if we can spot anything. But also, we want to look bigger picture while we talk about V1 and their chances this split, their chances moving forward. Because even though they lost this event in 9th, 12th, I don't think they should be judged too harshly for the teams that they've lost to. They lost to Complexity, who went on to win the entire event. I'm not a fan of this play, though, by V1. They've left mid-pass completely open. That was obviously not the best defensive synergy, not the best pressure on the ball at all. Okay, they've lost to Complexity, who won the event. Clearly, Complexity are playing very, very well right now. And they also lost to Furia, who were the in-form team coming into this split and had a great start to their tournament. Take it down V1 and then sup pretty comfortably. In fact, I think Furia went on a 9-game win streak in the lower bracket. Oh dear, once again, it's just all gone wrong for V1. Daniel autopiloting into the middle of the box and not able to cover. A very awkward shot there. It's a good shot by AGG. Nice little sidewall redirect there. He was very, very impressive with the redirects all weekend. But you would expect more resistance from V1. So far defensively, we've seen some pretty careless positioning from them. They're not covering each other that well. And they're going to need to improve that if they are going to make a run for the major as the split continues. But Torment on V1. Let's talk really quickly about Torment. He was third man for that team. Calm was first man. And, as I've explained before on my stream, and as I've explained before in previous videos, first man doesn't mean the guy on the ball leading every attack. That would generally have been beast mode for V1 in the past. What Calm would do is he would be even further in front of the ball. So he wouldn't be on the ball. He'd be first man in front of it. Demoing, bumping, stealing boost, just being a nuisance. Often cutting a rotation into the play from the furthest upfield position. Just being very hard to play against. I think Calm might have been open there. Let's watch that one more time from Daniel. I'm not sure if Calm called that he's turning back, but Daniel opts not to pass to him. Calm would, I think have been pretty open there. Yeah, he would have been pretty open for a pass. So yeah, synergy clearly lacking for V1 early in this game. I don't think they should be judged too harshly for this. Again, because the teams that they lost to are very, very good teams. Complexity have proven that they're extremely consistent right now. Top 4 in, I believe, 4 events in a row when you look at last split and the major and this event that we're watching combined. That's consistency. And yeah, Furia, everybody's known that they've had what it takes to beat anyone in the world on their day. Just happened that it was this day for V1, which is not what they wanted, of course. So Daniel with a good chance here. Not a bad effort there with the top corner flick attempt. He waited just a moment before attacking to let his teammate in front of him pressure the ball. It doesn't look like this turn has really helped V1 too much. They're holding back a little bit. Daniel afraid to take himself out of the game there. This is very quick. That's a brilliant attack there by V1. Daniel up very early. What's a save though by CRR. And now Daniel looks like he's quite happy being boost starved, just driving into CRR for a moment there. Yes, it's a little bit more promising now in the mid game. Daniel getting a couple of really good chances on net, ceiling double tap and the flick before it, both really well worked by version 1. But yeah, start of this game, not as much trust in each other. Defensively getting a bit awkward, and maybe not the best synergy in the final third as well. Daniel now rotating very deep. Let's see if he can get involved in the play again. Beast Mode going to cut in front and try and make something happen. It looks like he's really running out of boost. You know, it looks... I mean, whenever you're watching a team lose from the perspective of one player, that player is probably going to look out of position and look like they aren't playing very well quite often. Daniel drifting a bit close to near post there. I feel like he could have stayed farther away from Com there, covered more angles. They were mostly covering the same thing there as he drifted in to cover the same post as Com was. Yeah, you got to remember, it's not just Daniel that's been struggling in this team. He's the addition to a team that have had success in the past, so obviously we're going to be talking about him and looking at him the most closely. But the team as a whole have to perform as a unit, and they haven't done so as of yet. Daniel, a natural third man. You think he would slot into this team very easily. It's Com and Beast Mode a natural first, second man on this roster in the past. But I think Daniel's very urgently trying to make moves on the play all the time. He wants goals with this team. He wants success. He wants to make something happen, and it just isn't happening. Looks like Com gets closed down here. 2-0. Daniel and Beast Mode both waiting upfield. They're hoping a pass would come towards them to get a counter-attack started. It just wasn't meant to be. Oh, look at this. So they've actually got a kickoff strat to pull one goal back. So it's all gone pretty wrong in this series for V1, but the kickoffs working in their favor. And another one, double fake. Pass off to the right. Beast Mode has a free touch here. Middles it. Oh, but Combs missed it, and that was their chance. Great kickoffs at the end of the game there by V1. Have to give credit to them for that. They weren't tilted being down 2-0. They still went for it with only 6 seconds left, and they nearly made it happen. It just wasn't meant to be. Sweeping loss to complexity. V1 not really looking like they're on the same page at all. But let's get into one more game. Let's look at a game from the Furia series, see how they looked in that one as well. Okay, so we're going to watch game 3 of the Furia series as well. We're down 2-0 again. V1 down 2-0. We're on Daniel POV again. And these two games that they lost before this were, I think, a bit messier from V1. They look like they're maybe losing their focus just a little bit. That's a really good goal by Furia. Very, very quick center ball. They're 1-0 up already. I mean, Furia are just such fast players. You give them any head start on a race to the ball, they're going to beat you to it. You could be in a world of trouble. Okay, let's see if we can spot what's going wrong in this game for V1. In the last game, I think they were just not giving each other enough space on the pitch. And what I mean by that is you'll often hear high-level Rocket League players and even Rocket League fans talk about how important it is. You'll hear me talk about it if you watch my videos. How important it is to pressure the ball. And the reason pressuring the ball is important is because you don't want to give your opponents space or time on the ball or to grab boost, because if you do that, then they're going to get to do what they want, and you're not going to enjoy what happens if you just let your opponents do whatever they want on the ball. So in the same kind of way, we all agree that you don't want to give your opponent space. But for the exact same reason, you do want to give your teammates space. And this is a great tip if you want to be better in ranked with random teammates. Even if you want to be better in ranked with your buddies when you're just playing together, you need to give each other space on the pitch if you want to be easy to play with. A lot of people, especially when they're tilted, they try to force the issue. They try to be very close to the play so that when anything happens, they can make a move quickly and get the ball for free. But what tends to happen when you're trying to force the issue by getting close to your teammates is one touch from the opponents will take you both out the game. 150-50 will take you out of the game, so you're not close enough to react to it. Like Daniel here, he's very close, but can he react to it? He can. Situations like this, difficult to react to. If you're close and you have to make turns before you can go in and make a play on the ball, it can be difficult, I think, to react to what's happening in front of you. And actually make a play accordingly. Great chance here for Daniel. Not a bad effort there, but Lost has saved it well to the corner. Beast Mode and Calm going to join the attack as well. Daniel's trying to keep the pressure on here. This is good. Exactly what we were talking about earlier. Good work by V1, denying Furia time on the ball, time to find boosts in defense. But it looks like Furia have survived that little window of pressure from V1. And now they're the team who are back in attack, and no one's ready to follow up on these touches. Daniel's very early. Oh, he's very awkward at the near post here. This is tricky. I mean, don't copy that one yourself. He has survived that position. He's going to look to involve himself again in the play again. Pushes in, but hesitates, and that is just a wide open pass for Furia, 2-0. You can see Com there was trying to grab the mid boost as it spawned. He missed the timing of it. Just drove right. It spawned right behind him, so he wasn't able to do too much in that position. Beast Mode looks like he didn't have the boost to get back to the ball, even though he tried to. And Daniel thought he had a clear run at it, but then hesitated because he saw Beast Mode turning, or he saw Beast Mode sitting on the ball, and he saw Com not rotating back yet. So hesitation there by Daniel, and he just gets beaten to the ball. He wasn't able to cover the pass to Card because he was too far advanced. That's a full team error. I don't think that's Daniel's mistake, just in isolation. Obviously, he hesitated, which is absolutely a mistake. You can't do that at this level. If you start going, you have to keep going. Even if you realize, okay, I might be getting beaten here. Actually, my teammates aren't going to be recovering as fast as I hoped. You have to keep going anyway, because what are you doing if you just sit in no man's land? Nothing. So you might as well just continue. So hesitation, a big mistake there. But yeah, Com missed a boost respawn timing. Beast Mode lost control of the ball after the 50. Everybody kind of combining slight mistakes at the same time, and Furia capitalize with a goal. That's a good follow-up there by Daniel. He read the 50. Beast Mode trying to get some pressure on Card there, but he accidentally hits the ball away from Daniel. Furia is such a tough team to play against when they can get into attack. They're just one of the best attacking teams, no doubt about it. Bit more awkward in defense, so that's where V1 would need to get them if they're going to have success, but V1 have had very few realistic attacks in these games. They've not been able to find each other with passing plays all that often. They've not been able to take their solo play opportunities. Beast Mode now missing the ball on what looks like a routine aerial for him. It's just all going wrong for V1. Looks like, I think the pressure, the situation getting to them. They're about to be swept out of the event. They're about to lose their 6th straight game. And in double elimination, best of 5, that means you're out. Absolutely brutal format. The most brutal format of the entire season. And too much pressure for V1 against two very dangerous teams. They failed to take a game. But okay, let's talk bigger picture as we finish off this video. Is this what we're likely to see for the rest of the season for version 1? I don't think so. I think they'll probably have at least one deep run in one of the tournaments. But yeah, the nerves and the inconsistencies that they're showing in this game, these games, would indicate that we're probably likely to see more of this in at least one of the events. I would predict one deep run and one other exit at either 5th to 8th or 9th to 12th for this team. Really depends on what kind of bracket draw they get, whether they're the difficult opponents that they have ahead of them lose to someone else and make V1's runs a bit easier. But should we be shocked by this result? I don't think so. We've seen struggles for new teams like G2 when they picked up Atomic. They weren't brilliant straight away. Furia, when they picked up Lost, they weren't brilliant straight away either. You have to give teams time. You can't judge a team off one event. And the preseason event, the pre-split events, and events like Gamers 8, they don't always translate to RLCS. So we need to just give this team time to put it together in the pitch. I think confidence would have been really, really lacking here, clearly by the gameplay we're seeing. Uncharacteristic misses, uncharacteristic positional plays, and yeah, just a clear lack of synergy that would indicate comms are panicked or need work as well. I've not heard the comms yet, so I'm not sure about that one. But I think Daniel will fit on this team. I think he makes sense as a replacement for Torment. He's a natural third man, and that fits perfectly with what Com and Beast Mode have been doing at the highest level for a while. I think we just need to give this team time. There's probably a ton of pressure on them from themselves, their own expectations, their fans, and the whole Rocket League community as a whole. Everybody expects this team to do so well, but you can't expect them to do it straight away. They're still learning how to play with each other. They're still learning how to compete under pressure, with each other, get used to each other as personalities in high pressure situations. So my early prediction is I don't think they're going to make the major. I think that the fact that FaZe and G2 are likely to regain, Complexity and Gen G are almost locked in already, and Optic made such a deep run. They're fighting with teams like Furia, Space Station as well. Yeah, it's tough. I don't think V1 with this slow start will be likely to make the major. But I think if they stick as a roster, we could absolutely see this team be one of the best teams in North America, if not the world. I think they make sense on paper if they put the work in, if they can stay positive. I personally do believe in this roster and the synergy that they should have on the pitch with their preferred play styles. But yeah, go easy on them. You got to remember, these are young guys, ton of pressure on themselves, ton of pressure from the community. It's the most brutal format in RLCS. They're not been given many chances here. Double elimination. I mean, they played 3 series, 2 losses to world-class teams. So, it happens. But we'll see. Maybe next time they can go for that deep run. If they can make a top 3 run, or even a top 4 run in the next one, they're right back in the mix, and they could be that 5th team going to the major. So I'm excited. Next time they play, I just want to see full confidence from them, and I want to see them give each other a bit more space on the pitch, so that those little double commits into weird positions and those little awkward positions where they're both, or even all 3, in the same spot at one time happen less. Yeah, if they can stay positive, confident, and give each other space to thrive on the pitch, I think this team is going to do great things. But yeah, let me know down below in the comments what you think V1 are going to accomplish this split and further forward. If you think that they've still got what it takes to dominate NA like many of you and many of the Rocket League scene expected them to. Or, if you got any bold predictions about this roster, be sure to put them in now as well. If you do still believe in them making the major, let us know, because I've got them on the outside looking in. Maybe you guys still think that they're going to be one of those 5 teams. Appreciate all you guys watching. If you enjoy this type of video, let me know. I'll be sure to make more of them. Let me know teams you'd like to see this type of video about. And yeah, look forward to more show matches coming soon to the channel. Been pretty busy in real life recently, so the show matches have not been as frequent as I'd like, but they're going to be coming back very soon. So hopefully we'll have that on the stream plenty times next week. Yeah, thanks again for watching, guys. Hope you have a great rest of your day or night, wherever you are. And until next time, take care.